Hiya, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year! And obviously, as New Year has arrived, we also are on our motivation peaks, and that means only one thing: goal setting. I want to talk about goal setting in this video and start this year a little bit easy, but I also want to share some insights over last few years of me setting goals for a year. So make sure you stick till the end. Anyways, let's not make this much longer and let's get into this video. The reason why I want to talk about this is mainly I have been giving way more focus on goal setting this year than any other year. Any other years it's usually on the last day of year I'm sort of writing down what first comes into my mind, not really giving too much thought on it, and always setting crazy goals that there's no really foundation to achieve, which is mistake number one. I also like to consume this type of content at the beginning of the year because it gives me motivation, and it also works as a diary a little bit to see where I want to go next 12 months. The first thing that I changed this year is to set one main goal in so-called matrix of life, and now I will pop on the screen what I mean by matrix of life. It's basically this grid of 4 areas: health, wealth, relationships and happiness. The reason why I'm doing the matrix of life goals this year is every other year all my goals have been focused in sort of one area, which is usually career or like some sort of financial goals. But this year I thought, well, I can't have all my goals relying on that one area of my life, and most of the times they are tied together. So like if you don't achieve one, you don't achieve the next one, and it's a whole mess then how you feel about yourself, what you have achieved that year. So this year I thought it would be nice to do a proper one main goal for each category, and then maybe like some smaller goals, and it's okay if they drop over a year or not being fulfilled fully. In this video I'm not gonna talk about all 4 categories because health and relationships are personal and it's not really relevant to this channel. I will be just sharing the wealth goals, even though it sounds a bit outlandish, and also happiness goals for this year, starting with goal number 1. So the goal number 1 is to create a financial stability. There's 2 parts for it, and the first one is to alleviate the immediate anxieties around financial situation, which means in simple terms is to land myself a full-time job in 3D. I know this is not really what I set out last year for me, but to alleviate these immediate anxieties that I have around financial situations, I have to do that. I have to find a job, and it's not all bad. I still continue learning through job. Yeah, that's the immediate level of creating financial stability. The second part for creating financial stability is to create a foundation for my personal brand and like my eventual business that I want to be independently myself. As I mentioned, the first part is to alleviate the immediate anxieties, but the second part is based on my last 2-year experience, and obviously with 2020 the whole financial stability meaning really changed, but we are not going to go into that. What I mean is, in 2022 I left my job in architecture completely burned out, absolutely unhappy, without really any backup plan with what I want to do and where I want to go. That taught me a lot to not necessarily follow the course what you studied in university. That doesn't always mean it's right for you. I learned it in a really hard way, and being laid off in 2023 also showed me that corporate jobs are not always the most stable thing. To alleviate any sudden rug pull out under my feet, I want to create some sort of safety net and this passive income stream from like YouTube. I want to create a system where if something happens, I'm not in an absolute pit hole, you know. Those are my goals in terms of finances this year, and it's not to be having a crazy amounts of money in my bank account. It's more about just being able to breathe a little bit. And on that note, I'm gonna move on to my happiness goals this year. The first of the happiness goals and the main goal is to have more experiences that enriches my life. And by that I mean, as I mentioned in the first category, it has been extremely difficult last 2 years to actually let my hair down at all. So this year, as I'm building this sort of stability, safety net system in place, I also want to a little bit enjoy life, go to exhibitions, go and have like a tour in food facilities or drinks facilities, like having experiences that might not directly translate to an education, but it kind of does a little bit, like you are more exposed to different things, which is something I really, really want to do this year. Have more exhibitions visited, more books read, all these things. So having that balance between both building the safety net and stability and also having a little bit of enjoyment out of my life, because last 2 years have been really rough. Really, really rough for my mental state and actually also my physical state. But health aside the main goal of happiness, I also want to continue creating. That is another goal that I think is super important to me. Seeing how much I created last year, and you can see in this video, if you haven't seen it, seeing the vast amount of what I have created last year, it really made me happy to see the result at the end of the year and actually being in the process and enjoying the process, struggling a little bit, but learning from it and coming through to another end from that. It was really great to see, and not everything was great, but that's just the process of it. You can't always be making the masterpiece. Sometimes you have to make crap art to get where you want to be or discover what you want to do. So that's the goal, to keep the momentum in terms of creating. And I think that's overall my goals for this year. And in conclusion, it's the balance between grinding and actually enjoying life and having both weights equal, instead of just grinding and not really seeing the result at the end. Just enjoying this ride. And I hope, if you can take anything away from this video, is to be realistic. Don't do these goals. I want to be a millionaire in a year. Well, yes, you can. I don't know. For me, it feels like it always involves stepping on someone, and I'm not really about that. Another takeaway that I can say is be balanced in your goals. Don't do all the goals in one category of your life, because life is more than just a career or going to gym. Remember, there's more than that. Remember that there's people around you and experiences that you can enjoy, and it will help also your career and health goals at the end. So that's it from me this week. Next week I have planned quite a hefty video. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, give a like. It really helps me out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the future. Bye.